By the end of this video, you will be able to target chord tones in the pentatonic box using triads just like this. Because let's be honest, you don't need more time noodling around in the pentatonic box. You need a step-by-step process to actually using triads in your playing so they're a real tool and not just another buzzword every YouTuber throws around with no real explanation. So let's go into step one, which is actually just playing the chords. Most guitar players never think about this. They pick up the key of a song and they're like, now I can play it, right? But if you're trying to target the chords of a song, you need to know the chords. It's really one of the most important things. I actually recommend if you don't know the chords of a song you're trying to play over, don't even try and play over it, just learn the song first, and then we'll try and play over it. So we're gonna be using Let It Be by the Beatles today. So we're just going to walk over the chords very quickly here. So seriously, grab your guitar, go back and play along with that because you need the chords down first to be able to even use the triads. And a triad, by the way, is just a 3-note chord. So when we're playing those chord shapes, it's pretty big shape, right? Like we're playing in this one up to 5 notes, 6 notes, 5 notes, 6 notes, but we're repeating a lot of notes. So a triad is just the core 3 notes that actually make the chord. Step 2 is going to be playing the chords in the pentatonic box. Now I'm going to walk you through specific shapes we can use and giving you an example of how we can use them in the box. And then later in this video, I'm going to show you how you can find the chords on your own so you can do this with any song. So if you don't have your guitar in your hands already, like I told you to do, you really fucking need it now to be able to follow along here. So Let It Be is in the key of C major, but if we're thinking in terms of the pentatonic box, we're in A minor pentatonic. So we want to know how can we fit all of the chords in that box. And that's a little weird to think about, right? Because we didn't play even one of them in the box, I don't think, right? We're way down here. In a way, we also did. Think about this C chord. We have 5, 5, 5 on the D, G, and B strings. That's a C triad right there. Boom. And then we go down to G. Well, we don't need to do this whole chord. We can kind of just come down and play these 3 notes. Have them right here. Everybody say thank you, Yinming, for putting those there. And then we go to A minor. And then we go to F, back to C, G again, and then we have a little walk down. We have F, and then it goes F, E minor, C. So going around the triads with the loop would be like this. And if you want to learn all your triads in 30 days so you can play in dirty ways, then you absolutely want to join my free community linked right down below because I have all of the triads in there with exercises for you to really get them down. But I gotta let you know I only let players in that have been playing for over a year and actually play every single day because I'm trying to build the best community of guitar players that are actually trying to get better. So if that's you, hit that top link in the description, or the second link in the description actually, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in there. Now step 3 is going to be creating phrases around these chords. Obviously, when we're trying to solo, we don't just want to sit here and play triad shapes, right? That's not really the goal. The goal is to be using them to create lines around them, something like... So instead of thinking about them as full chord shapes, I think about them as individual notes. So I'll only pick one note to start on, and I'll think about one note from the next chord. So we can start on this C chord, we can start on the G string on our 5th fret here, and think about going down just 1 fret to our next chord. So because we have that little transition, so we just go ba, ba. So we're just playing those notes. It'd be... Right, but we want to figure out how we can create a phrase that carries those notes. So instead of just playing those 2 notes, we want to use our little pentatonic box to create licks. So we can go boom. You see how easy that was? That's literally the pentatonic box. And then we're going down. And then we can think about, and then we're going after that, we go to this F1, right? So we can think about maybe going up to the B string on that. So like, wait. It's going back to the, oh no, it goes to, dude, I don't even know the progression. It goes to A after that, not F. So we got ba, ba, da, ba, ba. Then we go to the A. We can honestly come back up on the G string. Ba, so, ba, ba, da, ba, 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 da, ba. So what I'm thinking about there is we have our C triad note, ba, ba, da, going down to G triad note, A minor triad note, and I'm doing, we have our F triad, right? This one note's not really in our pentatonic scale, right? But we know we can use those notes in our pentatonic scale. So I'm kind of doing a little pull off on it. Then we come back to C again, ba, ba, da, ba, ba, and then we're back on F. We want to do F, E minor, C. It's kind of a, you don't have to target the walk down as directly, but you can maybe think about doing a little walk down on that F and then sliding back into C using this note that's in our E minor triad. So if I'm playing around, it could look a little something like this. Step 4 is going to be finding triads everywhere. Now it's pretty easy to have somebody tell you, hey, these are the shapes we're playing, these are the notes we're going to be targeting, we're in the pentatonic box. But I don't want you to leave this video only being able to target the chords of Let It Be by the Beatles, right? That's not really my goal. I'm sure it's not your goal either. We want to know, how can we find triads and use them on our own? So I'm just going to come up with a random progression. Let's do A minor, F, D, D minor, G major. Okay, that's our chord progression. I'm not going to make a loop. I'm going to tell you how we find the triads in the pentatonic box. So first, we want to find the nearby notes, the root notes, if you will. A, okay. F, F, okay. D, okay. And then we go G. So now we know we have some root notes that are in the box. We have this A in the box. We have this F in the box. We have this D in the box. We got two D's in the box. Whoa. Nobody tell Justin Timberlake. And then we have this G in the box. So when I'm finding the triads, I'm simply thinking about where are the root notes nearby, and I'm building the chords off of those. Because a triad, like I said, only 3 notes. The 1, the 3, and the 5 from the scale. So we know we're in A minor. Minor has a flat 3 on the triad. So we got 1, flat 3, 5. Boom, A minor triad. Then we go to F. We have this F here and F here. So we're looking for building a triad nearby that root. Then we got the G. We did a G triad earlier. And then, or I missed D minor. You know what's funny is that I was doing D minor 7. You could low-key play the same thing I played on F. But if we're doing straight D minor, we got D, we're doing a little 5, 1, flat 3, and then G. So if I was playing over that, I'd be like, and here I didn't even make a loop, but you can almost hear those chord changes anyway, because I'm thinking about landing on that A minor triad, F triad, D triad, G triad, A minor triad, F triad, D minor triad, and then G triad. And if you're serious about improvising all over the neck this year instead of noodling around and playing, then you really want to check out this video right here to see how I've helped players play all over the fretboard. It's really a lot simpler than people think, and I'll break it all down for you right here.